Number 3, lessen the load.
What do you mean lessen the load?
Lessen the load. The average decision maker forgets more than they remember.
Well, I think that's fair.
So what happens is crucial information is forgotten, and salespeople have to work that much harder because there's so much information, they can't separate the good from the bad, the relevant from the irrelevant, the important from the unimportant. And so what happens is the crucial information is gone. Lighten the load.
So even though I do the right, I provide the right information for the client, just the human mind, I mean, they're bombarded with other stuff. They've got other thoughts in their mind. So I've got to make sure that I'm absolutely appealing to what it is they need.
You wake up in the morning, and you know what you're paid to do? You're paid to worry about moving the dough that you sell to pizzerias.
Sure.
The pizza owner gets up every morning saying, how can I pay my bills? What can I do with the staff? How can I create a better business environment? Right. Yours is just a piece of that. This is interesting. We asked some decision makers some interesting questions. We asked them 10 facts-based questions about the products or services that they were presented the day before.
The day before, okay.
Okay?
All right.
9% of these several thousand can answer 7 or more questions out of 10.
9%?
9%.
Not even 10%?
Yeah. 32% can answer 4 to 6 of the questions.
Okay.
58% can only answer 1 to 3. And 1% can't even answer any question.
So why were you even there? Why were they there?
The salesperson thought they did a great job. You know why? They gave them so much information.
Absolutely.
But it all fell through. It all fell through to a deaf ear and fell through the cracks.
Absolutely. But they did a perfect presentation.
So here's the story.
Okay.
Lessen the load of information that you expect decision makers to remember. It's a repeat of what we said earlier.
Sure.
Less is more. Take the 3 most important facts about your product or your service that relate most closely to what it is that they're trying to accomplish, and that is the focus of your presentation. You know, it's amazing to me how people go in with a standard slide presentation and say, okay, we have a presentation for this person. Well, 89 to 90% of it's going to fall on deaf ears.
Absolutely. I consulted with a professional services firm where we're talking about people that are CPAs or attorneys calling on CFO level people. And one of the first things they wanted to encourage people to do in the selling environment is simply get rid of the flip chart. The people don't want to sit there. You're the attorney, you're the CPA, you're the one selling me. I don't want to look at pretty pictures. I can do PowerPoint too.
The other night I was at dinner with my family, and there was someone over in one of these side rooms. It was one of these medical representatives having office managers and physician's assistants take a look at a specific type of drug.
Yeah.
And they got them there by having dinner for them, which is how they got there.
Right.
And there must have been 35 slides about all of this stuff.
Right.
These people took the meal, but it all fell on deaf ears.
Absolutely.
You have to assume that the decision maker is going to forget most of what you say.
Absolutely.
So here's the bottom line. Pick the few facts that are most important to them, not those that are important to you. There's a big difference.
Tough, because sometimes as a salesperson, I want to make sure that they know really what a good deal this is.
Here are a couple of really interesting tips that might help somebody.
Okay, yeah,
Here's the first one. Pay very close attention to the questions that the decision makers ask you and the aspect of your product or service they seem to concentrate on most intently and intensely.
So they're going to kind of lead you. If they're asking about how does this work in this particular market, obviously that's what they're concerned about. How does this work as far as extra hours my employees may have to do to use to get it up to speed or up to date? How is this used internationally? They're kind of leading with, chances are with the internet, don't they kind of know a lot about your product?
They probably know a lot more than you think they know.
And they'll bait you, won't they?
Yeah. And here's what happens. If they, in fact, lean forward, if their body language says, yeah, they're interested, that doesn't mean, okay, trial close. What that means is you've now identified which particular feature, which particular benefit, which particular aspect you should concentrate on, and it's no more than 3.
And you're paying attention to them, letting you know those are the 3 I'm interested in.
Yes.
Okay? Makes sense.
Emphasize 1 feature, at the most 3. And what happens is anything more than that is nothing but clutter.
So when we're doing the one feature, is that something that we want to hit 2 or 3 times? Or just if we've done it correctly, we're okay with that? Or what do you
2 or
think?
3 times and hit it in different ways. Let's say, for example, that you have a warranty that has 24/7 coverage.
Sure.
And that's something that they've indicated.
Okay.
What you may want to do is to talk about the level of service that you have, the certifications that your technicians have, examples of people who have utilized your services after hours, how often this occurs, why you went to it, the history of your 24/7 service, how long you've done it, what you entitled it, why you call it that, the documentation that goes with it. So you found something that's really critical. What people want to do is they want to go boom, boom. They want to get 10 pounds in a 1-pound bag.
I'm not done telling you this stuff yet, and you want to buy.
Yeah.
In many cases. And more often than not, they're going to tell you what they're concerned about is the service of the account. Now you know it's time for me to open up that area.
If that's an issue.
Sure.
And you'll be able to, by their questions, their body language,
Right.
leaning forward.
Right.